Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Quam and Landon. Hey, guys.
Thank you, Davy Crockett.
You got it. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend. It's good. Did you enjoy your Memorial Day?
Oh, I did.
I did.
Got some good food.
Oh, me too.
He wasn't talking to you, Landon. He was talking to me. Excuse me. Sorry. But, David, back to you.
Well,
it was great. Thank you for asking.
To all of our friends. Good. Well, hello to all of our friends on Twitter as well. If you're joining us here for the first time, you can catch us every Monday at 4 p.m. on X1 or Flex. And we have a really exciting show for you today. So much to get to. Our friend and fellow Xfinity editor, Kayla, will join Quam for a preview of this year's Black Music Month collection. We introduce you to the all-new What to Watch channel on Zumo. Xfinity LGBTQ editor Scott stops by to tell us about his incredible Pride Month curation. We take a look at the best TV shows, movies, and music of 2022 so far, and we'll help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead. So let's get this party started with Quam and a look at your ultimate June playlist in a segment called Editor's Picks.
June is Black Music Month, where we recognize the Black artists who achieved unimaginable heights, pioneered new genres, and gave us a never-ending soundtrack for cookouts. This year, we celebrate the musicians with outstanding accomplishments and who are truly the best of the best. I am joined by my fellow editor and assistant from another mister, Kayla, who can talk more about Black Music Month on Xfinity. Kayla, what can you tell us?
What can't I tell you, Quam? We have a lot going on for Black Music Month. We are celebrating the best of the best. That is our theme this year. We're celebrating the trailblazers, the record breakers, and everybody who is unbeatable, unmatched in the music industry. I want to give you guys a sneak peek because, we're a day early from Black Music Month, but I want to give you a sneak peek so you guys are special, okay? So first of all, we have a free preview for Quest TV. This will be from June 13th to the 19th. So you guys still have a couple of weeks to wait for that, but we will have Quest TV available for free that entire week. Watch all your music documentaries and concerts and what have you from Quest TV from the 13th to the 19th. We'll also have a ton of free music movies that you can watch through Black Experience, like Beats, Rhymes, and Life, Thunder Soul, Rhyme and Reason, etc. So you can watch all the free movies that your heart desires. We also have Rotten Tomatoes 100% certified fresh movie list. I know a lot of times we look through our movie collections and we're like, this has a tipped over popcorn bucket. Why would I want to watch that? Look, I made it easy for you. I picked out the best music movies out there so it can make it a lot easier for you guys to find the best movies. And thanks to our editor, Quam, we have a row of best-selling albums. And we also have a few rows of Guinness World Record holders. Now, these may be surprising to some, maybe not to others. I had a feeling Twista was the fastest rapper alive, but I did not know about a lot of these until I looked into it. So feel free to go in there and explore that. And we also have my editor picks for top 5 artists by decade. I don't want anybody to be offended. If you don't see an artist in here, listen, these are the editor picks. These are my picks for top 5, okay? From the 60s all the way to the 2010s. I want to give you a sneak peek, but I think I'll let you guys sit on that and wait on that and see if you agree with my choices or not. And we have a few more special rows under there, but I'll leave it to June 1st for you to go in there, say Black Experience into your voice remote, and find out for yourself what those are.
That's awesome, Kayla. For the trivia row, there's like so much stuff that I didn't know. But one thing I don't think I did see in that row is a trivia question that I want to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Who is? Yeah, no, I'm full of surprises today. Who is the youngest artist to ever have a #1 hit song on the Billboard Hot 100?
Oh, is it?
No pressure to get it right. No
wait.
pressure to get it right.
I feel like I know, but I don't want to be wrong.
No Googling either. No Googling either. I see what you're trying to do up
No,
there.
no, hands free. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Is it somebody who is old now?
Well, yes, they're very much old now. I'll give you a 5-second countdown. 4.
Okay.
3, 2.
Stevie Wonder.
Yes, it is Stevie Wonder. Wow, that was an incredible guess. Do you know what song though?
Oh no, I do not know.
Clearly, you just guessed. It was actually Fingertips. He was 13 years old in 1963. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. He's like a musical genius. And just from a young age, he was already showing his genius by writing hit songs and topping the charts. It's pretty incredible. And I think what that really highlights is like how significant Black music has been in our culture, and then this overall within America. There's been so many feats, so many just genres pioneered by Black artists, and I think this is a perfect time for us to celebrate.
I think so too. He is definitely a legend. He's in that Guinness World Records, but not for that one. So he needs to really be in there twice over for that.
Honestly, you probably could make an entire row of just Stevie facts.
You could have a Stevie fact. You really could. And look, I'll put you on the spot since you put me on the spot, sir.
Ooh.
As far as top 5, I talked about my top 5 from the 60s to the 2010s. Do you have any favorites or top 5s for the 2020s so far?
Oh my, Kayla! It's only been 2 years.
Listen,
it's only been 2 years.
People are coming out the woodworks though. We already know who's probably gonna kill him.
Okay, so if I had to project 8 years in the future, I would say Drake, because I think Drake still makes significant music where it sells really well, and he's just that guy. Kendrick Lamar, I think, because I think he has at least 2 more albums within this decade, even though he releases on like a 5-year cycle now. But he already just dropped 1 album that was I think is fantastic. Mm-hmm. That's 2. Oh my God, who else? Tierra Whack, represent from Philly. I think she's been bubbling up, and I think she has the potential to become a really big artist. And I don't want to say our generation of Missy, but I think she can be, or not our generation, but this generation.
Be careful, Quan.
I know. I don't want to put that pressure on her. I don't want to put that pressure on her, but she is so great. She is so great, and her music is so just unique that I think that she really has the possibility to be one of this decade's defining artists.
Okay.
Oh my God, I got 2 more. Who else?
Lizzo's doing a pretty great job so far in the 20s.
Are you trying to influence my decision?
I mean, we can do a change my mind segment right now.
Oh my God. I wouldn't deny it. I like her new song. About Damn Time. It's been kind of been the running joke for today. So let's throw Lizzo in there. And then let's say Lil Nas X. I think Lil Nas X was off to a really hot start in 2020 or 2021. And he's already just been on fire. I think with Old Town Road coming out and that being another trivia question, him having the longest running song on the Hot 100 for #1. That's a great way to start your career. And a lot of people thought he was going to be a one-hit wonder. And I think with his past album, he really showed he actually has some staying power. And he's a great personality. You just want to root for the guy. So I think Lil Nas X will really show in this decade that he's going to be one of the artists to really look out for and be here for the long haul. So those are my top 5 with a little help from you. Lil Nas X, Lizzo, Tierra Whack, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar.
I love it. I also see Lotto coming up a little bit. So we'll see what she has coming down the pipeline. But only one artist that you mentioned was actually in my 2010s, which was Drake. I think he could just go on forever and ever and ever, I feel like.
And that's the thing. I think he has another 10-year run in him. I think he's able to make music that resonates with a lot of different generations, and he's able to stay young even though he's been in the game for so long. So
Very true.
I think
Very
we can do
true.
it.
Agree.
Well, if you at home want to check out our Black Music Month collection to see more, just say Black Experience into your Xfinity voice remote. I want to thank Kayla for joining us today. And now back to David and Landon for In the News.
Extra, read all about it. The Xfinity What to Watch channel has officially launched nationwide on Xumo. That's right, you now have access to a free 24/7 channel featuring hit movies, cult classics, beloved sitcoms, exciting game shows, unreal reality series, and much more, alongside our favorite episodes of Xfinity Hangouts and brand new episodes of What to Watch Live all day long. And you want to know why it's so cool? Because I personally choose the movies and TV shows you see all day with these two hands. Just say Xumo, that's Xumo, into your voice remote and look for the Xfinity What to Watch channel in the most popular or pop culture sections of the TV guide. Then click in and sit back to enjoy hours and hours of nonstop entertainment. And if it's celebrity interviews you're looking for, just click the Xfinity What to Watch channel logo to check out our on-demand section, where you'll be able to access full episodes of Xfinity Hangouts as well as replays of What to Watch Live. And maybe you have a favorite Xfinity editor, and I'm sure it's probably Scott, because everyone loves Scott. In which case, you can also browse rows featuring the best of Scott, Audrey, Rose, Kayla, Gordon, Landon, Quam, Liz, or me, David. And one last thing I love about Xfinity What to Watch on Xumo is our thematic primetime blocks. Every night, we feature more than 4 hours of programming with specially curated themes, including drama, reality, comedy, western, sci-fi, romance, horror, and so much more. So if we get Landon and Quam back up here to join me, you may tune in to our sports night theme and see Landon interview the cast of HBO Max's Winning Time before watching an episode of Magic Johnson's All-Star Slam and Jam, followed by Quam's interview with the cast of the Starz series Heels, followed by a 90-minute special celebrating pro wrestling's greatest heels. Yes, that is an actual block of programming that recently aired on Xfinity What to Watch, and that's just one single night. So what are you waiting for? Just say Xumo into your voice remote to get started watching anytime, day or night. It's pretty awesome. Guys, are you excited about this?
David, I'm so excited. I won't lie. Thanks for the little plug. I did tune into Sports Night, and I did enjoy some of the programming. Winning Time is an amazing thing, and there's some things going on around it that are just so neat. And I think the ability that David has with his two hands, as you heard, to put some of these blocks together, doing a fantastic job, David. Way to go.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, I just love being able to watch myself. Just watching my old hangouts. I think it's amazing what I'm able to do. And David, the fact that you're able to curate me in such a way, chef kiss.
Woo. Thank you. You know what's
really
cool is like Xumo has such a deep library. Xumo has such a deep library of content and such like things that I remember from like Garfield and Friends. Like I programmed Garfield and Friends one morning, and then I was like, oh, Rock of Love. I'm gonna put that in a romance night alongside 2 Days in Paris. Like the kinds of like things that we compare together, it's like really just so much fun. So like it's kind of like this smorgasbord of stuff that you know and love, plus some really great movies, plus us talking to stars. So really cool, and I hope everyone out there checks it out on Xumo. Anywhere, go check it out. Hope you enjoy.
David, you mentioned Unreal Reality earlier. Talk about true love,
yeah.
rock of love, flavor of love. It's amazing you said that, because I was talking about it with our sitter earlier this week. That was a real time in TV. That was when we were really bringing it, and whew, you earn this time. Flavor of Love, giving out his clock, just beautiful, just really beautiful television. So it's great to bring it back. People need to know if you've not seen it. Truly, Quam, truly.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, I don't know, what did you just say, Landon?
Free, Zumo, it's free.
Speaking of free, you won't believe what's free and what we have planned for Pride Month, and we're going to tell you all about it in a segment called Free. June is Pride Month, and as always, Xfinity offers a deeply curated collection of movies, TV shows, music, and more celebrating the LGBTQ+ community. And who better to tell us some more about this year's offering and some of the networks you can sample for free this month than the man who put it all together, our LGBTQ editor, Scott. Scott, take it away.
Thanks, David. June is busting out all over with free stuff because it's Pride Month, y'all, so get excited. Last year for Pride, we had over 1,000 titles available for free, and this June, things are shaping up to be even bigger. We start off the month with a free preview from one of our favorite LGBTQ networks, Deku. This one, we have some really great movie titles on this one that are exclusive to the service. Things like The Perfect David or El Perfecto David, like our host here. We have Luz, In the Family, and then Let's Meet at the End of the World. These are sort of a gay male-focused network. So if you're interested in checking that one out for free, definitely take a look from June 1st to June 7th. After that, we move on to one of our queer-focused networks, Reverie. So we have really fantastic drag content here and QPOC content, things like Boy Meets Girl, Leave It on the Floor, Venus, Before Stonewall, and then, of course, Camp Classic, A Very Sordid Wedding. After that, we have one of our classic LGBTQ networks here, Here TV. This network is going to be available for free from June 8th to the 14th. You can take a look at classic titles like Beto, 100 Years of Men in Love, in case that is up your alley, Sordid Lives, another camp classic, and of course, Galians, because, you know, don't we all just feel a little bit alien sometimes? On from there, we have an ungate of our newest LGBTQ SVOD, Out TV. This is really exciting because we only just launched this network this past week. So we'll have some really fantastic pieces from this Canadian network. Things like Call Me Mother, which features some of RuPaul's Drag Race queens as the hosts. Hot House, Metrosexual, Iconic Justice, again featuring RuPaul's Drag Race alum Willem as the host. And then, of course, The Sherry Vine Show. So what's not to love there? In addition to all of these fantastic networks, we have some select seasons of best shows on Showtime, including we have the L Word Generation Q, the classic Queer as Folk, and so much more. So with all of this ungated for you, there's no shortage of quality queer content to add to your Pride watch list this year. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's get ready for Pride, y'all.
June is busting out all over, a lover in the hills, and up in a bunch of jeepers. Thanks, Scott. That was awesome. As Scott mentioned, just say Pride into your voice remote to check out the Pride Month collection. Next up, the best is yet to come, or is it? We'll find out in a segment called Best of. We are just 6 months away from revealing our annual countdown of the 100 best TV shows, movies, songs, albums, artists, and cultural moments of the year. But you don't have to wait until December to see who or what is currently leading the pack. Just say Best of 2022 into your voice remote to explore our favorite entertainment of the year so far. And since you're here with us right now on What to Watch Live on Twitter and Flex and X1, we thought we'd give you a sneak peek at some of our picks for the best of 2022 so far, starting with my two favorite shows of the whole year so far, Severance and The Dropout. So if you haven't seen Severance on Apple TV+, what are you waiting for? I admit, I finished it late, so now I'm that guy who like finishes a show a month after everyone else and then wants to talk about it, and everyone has already had their conversations. But like, if you haven't seen it, you're not alone. It's a good time to start. The series stars Parks and Rec alum Adam Scott as a man who has undergone a revolutionary surgery to create a mental barrier between his work and personal lives. So what that means is when he's at work, he has no memory of his outside life. When he's at home, he has no memory of his work life. And this show is truly unlike anything you've ever seen on TV or in film, really. It's brilliantly written, beautifully acted, and will keep you guessing until the season 1 finale, which is honestly one of the best episodes of television so far this year. It's perfection. As for the Hulu drama, The Dropout, it's all about Amanda Seyfried's performance as real-life disgraced biotech entrepreneur Elizabeth Holmes, who created a machine that could run dozens of lab tests using a single drop of blood, or so she claimed. This limited series is based on the ABC News podcast of the same name and is well worth your time if you love a good true crime story. And trust me, there were some crimes, and it was true. So highly recommend that as well. Now, Kwam, I want to turn it over to you because I really want to hear your best picks for album and song of the year so far.
Well, thanks, David. And I want a preference, at least for song of the year. I don't think it might hit anyone's or any publication's best song of the year, but this is my pick, and this is definitely one of my songs of the year. And so, speaking of that, it's The Weeknd's Out of Time. This song is just so catchy. It's dangerously catchy. And it's a song about an ex-lover who realized the error in their ways, but it's a little too late. They realized the person they let go was the one for them, and they're trying to get them back, but unfortunately, they're just out of time. It's a story that never gets old, but it just never fails to hit you in the feels. And The Weeknd, his voice is so majestic on the song, but it's still so filled with pain. And the sample instrumental that's like over the song itself, over the track, it's like a perfect like balance, a perfect contrast, because it's like happy and laid back and it's like really whimsical, but compared with the kind of somber and heartbreaking lyrics, it just provides this like a chef kiss of this of a perfect song. It's definitely my song of the year. I love The Weeknd. I love this album, and this is really a standout song on a really standout album for me. So The Weeknd, Out of Time. Definitely check it out if you haven't listened to it yet. It's most certainly a bop. And for my album of the year, now this will definitely be on a lot of publications' albums of the year. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. I really cannot say enough about this album. This is Kendrick's first solo album in almost 5 years. So for me, as a Kendrick Lamar stan, the anticipation was like sky high. But I will admit, on my first listen, I was a bit underwhelmed. And I think that's because of the high expectations combined with the lack of context I had going into the album. But by the third listen, I was absolutely hooked. The album focuses on themes of generational trauma, toxicity within manhood, and abuse. Lamar, he details how years of pain is just a constant cycle where it gets passed down to next generations, and that generation passes down to another generation. And it's just a very timely album and opening up the door for conversations that I don't think many artists could actually do in such an impactful way and still be like a legitimately good album where like the music's good, the song structures are good, like it's great with like the hooks and just the themes, and there's like even a motif with like a tapping noise that goes on in the album. It's so deep. It's everything I really wanted from a Kendrick Lamar album and more, surprisingly. And I can just go on all day about this album. It's so good, and it's definitely my album of the year so far. But I don't think anyone's gonna beat this album because it's just that layered. So those are my picks for song of the year, album of the year. Landon, what do you have up for your best of the year?
Before we even jump there, Kwame, I'm gonna hit 3 notes here. 1, it looks like The Weeknd's sort of running out of time with that makeup. Kind of unbelievable. 2, David, Severance, you can slide into my DMs. I was late to it as well. I've not finished, so thank you for not spoiling that finale. But what a mind-sawing show, honestly. Like, truly blows my mind. I was so confused, and I'm so into it, and it's taken away a lot of brain space watching that. And 3, how is it June already? Like why is it 100 degrees here in Raleigh? Like it is just unbelievable, but here we are. So let's move on to sports. So my first show, again, let's plug it again one more time, Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty. I had such a fun time with this cast, but even if I hadn't had the opportunity, this show is fantastic. John C. Reilly, Jason Segel, Sally Field, you name it, the list goes on. the show is neat because sports is finally really getting its time to shine in the documentary space. It's always been about watching live sports, and they finally have an opportunity where we're getting these neat stories from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now Casey Kasem. Let me just run it back. No, but for real, it truly is a great opportunity to learn some of these stories that our parents talk about. If you're a sports fan, I know my dad was a massive Lakers fan, so all I've ever heard about is Magic, and it's just neat to sort of see how that time lived out. With the caveat that there are more Lakers series coming out because the players are mad with how this was depicted. So it's just neat. Now we've got drama between sports documentaries. Let the sports documentaries roll to challenge the other ones. I'm here for it. And my second choice, which honestly was just a massive part of my upbringing, Tony Hawk, man, give this guy his time on the screen. I mean, he has not gotten it. So he took to Twitter, he took to Instagram. He decided, you know what? I'm going to do this campaign all about how people don't recognize me. I'm going to be at the airport and people are going to walk up to me and say, hey, you kind of look like Tony Hawk. And he's going to say, yeah, I know. I get that a lot. This guy's hilarious. He changed video games. We can talk about TV, movies, all we want. This guy changed video games. That first blue cartridge in N64, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, whew, I still play it. I purposely went and got a Nintendo 64 a few years ago just so I can keep running it back. You think back when he hit that 900 at the X Games, I mean, just a moving time in sports. And he honestly, we have people like him to thank for these new sports. Skateboarding is now in the Olympics. Without Tony Hawk, we probably don't get that. So we should really look into these characters that have sort of changed sports, changed TV, changed how we watch things, and give them their time. And I think that's what we're finally getting. So fantastic. I'm happy that these two got their time this year, and it should open the doors for more opportunities moving forward. So that's what we got for sports.
Great. And I'll say that the Tony Hawk's threads about people not recognizing him, his posts on Twitter, are some of my favorite things because
they're
everyone's
so
like,
funny.
you know who you kind of look like? Or every new post has like a little different twist. And like, he's one of the most famous people in the world. It's unreal.
Right.
And
no one else looks like him.
Out of context, like I could see how Tony Hawk just kind of looks like a normal person. Like with a skateboard, you'd be like, yeah, that's definitely Tony Hawk. I don't know. My mom wouldn't recognize Tony Hawk.
Well, then, you know what? Well, then that's what we're going to use as the threshold. So if David's mom's not going to recognize Tony Hawk, then I don't know what we're going to work with. But let's go on.
Recognize Phil Collins.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or James Taylor, but not Tony Hawk.
So there we go.
Hey, well, we have to still talk about movies, the best movies of the year. So I think I'm going to take that again. Me talking about the movies of the year. And you can still catch The Batman on HBO Max. Robert Pattinson stars as orphan billionaire Bruce Wayne, who is still in his early days as the Caped Crusader known as Batman. This movie takes the Dark Knight back to basics as he teams up with the Gotham City police officer Jim Gordon to do some good old-fashioned detective work while pursuing a mysterious villain called Riddler. The film also features an unrecognizable Colin Farrell as Penguin and Zoe Kravitz as a near-perfect version of Catwoman. This is truly Batman as you've never seen him on the big or small screen. And I highly recommend it. And speaking of recommendations, the editors from our movies, kids and family, and international teams all chose the Disney Plus movie Turning Red as one of the best flicks of 2022 so far. Produced by Pixar, this animated film follows a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian girl who has one bear of a secret. Oh, I'm on fire today. She turns into a giant red panda every time she becomes strongly emotional. Turning Red currently boasts a 94% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes and is perfect for the whole family. So you can check out the full list of our favorite shows, movies, songs, album, games, and so much more so far in 2022 by saying Best of 2022 into your voice remote. So,
David, David, I got to jump in here. Yeah. Before we go out, you might get backlash from our fellow editors for those dad jokes, but they touched my heart. That was fantastic. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It meant a lot.
You're the audience for that. You are the only dad among us. Oh,
Daddy
without
Landon.
further ado, before we head out for the week, as always, we're here to help you plan your TV watch list in a segment called Plan Ahead. This week's premieres include a return to Hogwarts, a Sex Pistols origin story, a bunch of bad superheroes, and a whole lot of dancing with ourselves. Landon, tell us more about it.
You're a wizard, Dumbledore. And rumor has it, this old Dumbledore is woke to the idea that Gellert Grindelwald, a dark wizard, is on the move and looking to seize the wizarding world. With old and new beasts galore and the stakes higher than ever, Dumbledore and a team of wizards and witches set out on a once-in-a-lifetime mission to save their world as they know it. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore become available on HBO Max May 30th. Now, with the tagline of Live for the Music, Die for the Revolution, FX is premiering its new limited series Pistol, which revolves around the infamous punk band, the Sex Pistols. This 6-episode series, directed by Academy Award winner Danny Boyle, gives fans an inside look at some of the most emblematic moments in Pistols history, being largely inspired by guitarist Steve Jones' memoir titled Lonely Boy: Tales from a Sex Pistol. So if you're down with a band whose mission was to kick this country awake even if it killed them, check out Pistol on FX May 31st. The boys are back on screen, the boys are back on screen. Oh yeah, that's right, Prime Video's hit series The Boys is back for a 3rd season. And after a year of calm, there is just something wrong with Homelander. If you're unfamiliar with the series, which is based off the comic of the same name, The Boys follows a universe where those with superpowers are recognized as heroes and work for a corporation that monetizes them, which honestly is just generally uncool. And that's where The Boys come in, looking to bring down the corrupt renegades and restore the faith. So if you like a little comedy with your superhero action and are down to binge 2 incredible seasons in just a few days, Season 3 of The Boys returns June 3rd, only on Prime Video. And finally, we head to a strip club in the fictional city of Chucalissa, Mississippi. Yes, you heard me right. P-Valley is back for a 2nd season, continuing the storylines of several employees working at the club, The Pink. This drama, which is an adaptation of a play created by executive producer Katori Hall, has not only received multiple nominations, but had its first season directed entirely by females. Super cool! So grab the glitter and head on over to Stars June 4th for the much anticipated return of P-Valley.
You know what? Aside from Euphoria, we probably talk about The Boys more than any other series here on What to Watch Live. And if Landon's song has not convinced you to finally watch it, you know, I just don't know what to tell you. You gotta get on board with The Boys.
They're back on screen. They're back on screen, David.
They are back on screen. And in this week's finales, we say farewell to Elizabeth Moss, Andrew Garfield, John Bernthal, and that rat in the kitchen. Quam, hit us with the details.
The HBO Max crime drama miniseries, We Own the City, will be coming to a close. Based on the book of the same name, We Own the City follows the rise and fall of the Baltimore Police Department's Gun Trace Task Force. Members of the task force were found guilty of corrupt practices that included illegally seizing money from suspected criminals and innocent civilians alike. We Own the City finales on May 30th. Speaking of non-fiction books turned into miniseries, Under the Banner of Heaven is a Hulu original series that follows Andrew Garfield as Detective Jeb Pry. When the detective is investigating the murder of a Mormon mother and her child, his faith is tested when the investigation leads him to look into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Under the Banner will come to a close on June 2nd. Also finaling on June 2nd is the TBS cooking show Rat in the Kitchen. This reality series has an interesting take on cooking shows as it sees a mix of professional chefs and home cooks compete to make the most impressive dish. However, one of the chefs is an imposter and is determined to sabotage the dishes. The other contestants must figure out who the rat is if they want to keep their cash prize. Rat in the Kitchen will finale on June 2nd on TBS. The Apple TV Plus original series, Shining Girls, will be coming to a close on June 3rd. Years after a near-fatal attack that left Kirby Mazachary in a state of constant shifting realities, she learns that a new murder is linked to her assault. She teams up with a veteran reporter to understand her ever-changing present and confront her past. The final episode of Shining Girls will come to Apple TV Plus on June 3rd. The season finale of The Fear the Walking Dead will air on June 5th. Serving as a prequel to the iconic Walking Dead series, Fear the Walking Dead takes place at the onset of the zombie apocalypse. Watch as survivors have to learn to navigate a new world that is overrun by zombies. Fear the Walking Dead will come to a close on June 5th on AMC.
And that will do it for today's show. Thank you to everyone watching on Twitter and X1 and Flex. Thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors, Quam and Landon, for joining me this week. Thank you to Scott and Kayla for dropping by to tell us about Black music and Pride Month. Shout out to our producers, Brad and Aaron, and everyone who keeps this show running. We are taking a break next week, but we'll be back with an all-new show the following Monday, June 13th. In the meantime, if you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview huge celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. My name is David. Thank you for watching us on What to Watch Live.